The cameras flashed, the rumors swirled, and just like that, Hollywood's favorite matriarch flipped the script once again, leaving everyone asking what really happened behind the gates of her Texas ranch.
I mean, it is always a fascinating shift when we look past those highly curated Instagram grids and actually examine the real foundation of these lives.
Right. Welcome to Starscope Report. Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we take a deep dive into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we are taking a deep dive into a massive stack of breaking sources. We got TMZ, Geo News, Architectural Digest, and E! News.
Yeah, and we're unpacking a huge headline today. Yolanda Hadid just took a major step forward after her breakup.
Which is shifting the ground in celebrity circles right now.
Seriously. So today's mission, we're going to explore the mechanics of her shocking new engagement, trace her incredible resilience from a Dutch farm to Beverly Hills, and finally reveal a jaw-dropping Hadid family secret.
The whole narrative here is it's about constant reinvention.
Exactly. So let's start right at the epicenter. At 62 years old, Yolanda Hadid is engaged again.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is just 1 year after she quietly ended her 7-year relationship with CEO Joseph Jingoli.
The construction CEO, right?
Right. And to really get the gravity of this new engagement, we have to look at the chapter she literally just closed. According to Architectural Digest and Realtor.com, she wasn't just living in a space with Joey.
No, she was trying to manifest permanence. I mean, in 2022, they built this sprawling, custom, horseshoe-shaped ranch in Fort Worth, Texas.
Which is such a pivot from her usual style.
Completely. For years, we associated Yolanda with that pristine, untouchable, like white carpet Beverly Hills look.
The glass fridge.
Yes, the famous glass fridge. But in Texas, she pivoted to, well, durability. She used reclaimed wood. She had this massive custom steel dining table made by a local artist.
Built to literally get scarred by cowboy boots.
Exactly. And a stockyard-style mudroom with a reclaimed church bench. She was actively crafting a space meant to weather storms.
Yeah, and the functional details, I mean, that's what grabbed me. She built a literal cinder block tornado room.
Oh, wow.
But she disguised it to double as a pantry.
That is so practical.
Right. And she made this specific bunk bedroom just for her granddaughter, Kai. But the craziest part, the part that shows how she approaches partnership, was the bar.
Oh, the honey bar.
Yes. So instead of a luxury wet bar with, top shelf tequila, she designs a floor-to-ceiling honey bar, stocked entirely with honey from her own Pennsylvania farm.
And jars from all over the world.
Yeah, because Joey Jingoli had been sober for 39 years.
See that detail right there? That is a masterclass in behavioral psychology.
How so?
Well, when Yolanda commits, she remodels reality to honor it. She didn't just hide the alcohol. She completely reimagined the space, so his 39 years of sobriety were actually celebrated.
That's a great point.
She builds nests. She creates environments that totally encapsulate and protect the bond she shares with someone.
But despite all that investment, the fortress didn't hold. In January 2025, they had a quiet, amicable split.
Right.
Which brings us to the breaking news from TMZ in June 2026. Yolanda accepted a proposal from Randy Kendrick.
Another titan of industry, but operating on a completely different frequency.
Yeah, Randy is a Las Vegas-born real estate developer, founder and CEO of Xebec Realty and Sandow Lakes Ranch Venture.
His background is fascinating. He redevelops industrial properties into advanced manufacturing campuses.
Oh, and during COVID, he expanded into sound stages, right?
Yeah, across California, Tennessee, Kentucky. But E! News highlighted his personal side. He's this massive childhood Elvis fan.
I love that.
He collects vintage guitars, and he loves cooking for his extended family.
Okay, let's unpack this pattern, because I feel like Yolanda's romantic life is basically high-end real estate development.
That's a good way to put it.
No, seriously. She acquires the land, builds this permanent-seeming fortress like the PA farm or the Texas ranch, and pours her soul into the foundation.
Right.
But if the chapter ends, she doesn't cling to it. She has the confidence to just demolish the structure, clear the lot, and rebuild. I mean, is she moving on too fast, or does she just know exactly what she wants at 62?
It's the clarity being 62, definitely.
Yeah.
You lose the appetite for a tentative 5-year courtship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And look at who she chooses. She's bypassing Hollywood actors and musicians. She wants earthbound partners, construction CEOs, industrial
Guys
developers.
who build solid things from the dirt up.
Exactly. She needs a heavy industrial counterweight to the super high glamour, volatile world of her supermodel daughters.
Okay, but wait till you hear what came next, because her journey to this point is filled with unimaginable hurdles. If you are loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed because we've got even crazier stories ahead.
Yeah, to really understand the woman making these multi-million-dollar transitions, we have to look at the absolute lack of stability she started with.
It is such a jarring contrast. I mean, the glamorous star with the famous glass refrigerator used to wash greasy dishes in a Chinese restaurant.
Just to keep her family afloat.
Wait, really? A Chinese restaurant?
Yeah. It's rooted in profound trauma. We have to rewind to Papendrecht, which is this small farming town in Holland.
Okay.
When Yolanda was only 7 years old, her father was killed instantly in a car crash.
Oh my God. And her mother was just suddenly a widow?
At 30.
Yeah.
And Yolanda has written about this. She described a psychological fracture at his funeral, like a switch flipped, and the 7-year-old decided she was going to be the provider.
A 7-year-old? That is heartbreaking.
It is. She wanted to go to pony camp, but they had no money. So she negotiated a job scrubbing heavy pots at a local Chinese restaurant.
Wow.
She said she'd come home so coated in grease that her mom made her strip in the yard before she could even come inside.
From scrubbing wokes to global fashion runways, that trajectory is wild.
And it hinged on a total fluke.
Oh, right, the hair show in Amsterdam. She was just doing a favor for a friend wearing flat shoes, zero makeup.
But Franz Molinar spotted her. That led to Eileen Ford, a contract with Ford Models, and a 15-year career.
She literally washed dishes to buy time on a pony and conquered the fashion industry instead.
But it wasn't the glamorous 1980s party scene you'd expect. She lived out of suitcases. She was isolated. She was just methodically wiring paychecks back to Holland to secure her mom and brother.
Right, that provider instinct never shut off, and it carried right into her marriages.
First Mohammed Hadid in 1994, having Gigi, Bella, and Anwar.
Then David Foster in 2011. And this is where things take a really dark turn. Because in 2012, while on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Yolanda was diagnosed with severe Lyme disease.
Along with Bella and Anwar, likely from tick exposure while horseback riding in Santa Barbara.
And Lyme is often an invisible illness.
Which is crucial to understand. To the reality cameras, she still looked like a radiant supermodel. But internally, she was dealing with debilitating joint pain, migraines, neurological anxiety.
The cognitive dissonance of that must have been terrifying. Your body is collapsing, but you're contractually obligated to film superficial drama.
And it acts like a corrosive acid on relationships. Looking healthy, but being unable to function, breeds confusion. It played a massive role in the breakdown of her marriage to David Foster by 2015.
And the fans were so harsh. People were openly debating if she was faking it.
Which peaked with the almond mom meme.
Ugh, yes. Gigi called her, feeling weak. Yolanda said to have a couple of almonds and chew them really well.
And the internet permanently branded her as the architect of toxic diet culture.
Even though it was completely stripped out of context, she was half asleep and recovering from major surgery during that call.
It just shows the mechanical failure of reality TV. 30 seconds flattens a whole family dynamic.
But I have to push back a little here, because I bump up against this contradiction. She told Larry King, "Deep in my heart, I'm just a farm girl."
Right.
But she opts into this incredibly opulent, televised existence. She hangs with billionaires. She built a monument to her groceries. How do we reconcile the farm girl with the reality TV star?
Honestly, it reconciles perfectly if you look at trauma.
Really?
Yeah. Losing her dad at 7 implanted this deep terror of abandonment. She told Larry King that when a partner pulls away, she doesn't react like an adult. She regresses right back to being that terrified 7-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Her survival instinct is maxed out. So the PA farm, the custom Texas ranch, she's using her wealth to meticulously build the safe rural childhood she was robbed of.
She is building impenetrable safe havens, literally financing her lost childhood on a billionaire's budget.
Exactly. To ensure she never feels that vulnerable again.
That makes so much sense. And speaking of her family, the Hadid dynasty just got a massive shock. Later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking family twist nobody saw coming.
Yeah, this twist doesn't just add a branch to the family tree, it changes how we see their entire root system.
Okay, so we are back. If you follow pop culture at all, you saw the headline that broke the internet. Gigi and Bella Hadid just shocked the world by revealing they have a secret 23-year-old half-sister.
It sounds like a soap opera, but it's actually deeply human.
Yeah, Geo News and Daily Mail reported the timeline. Over 20 years ago, Mohammed Hadid was single and had a brief relationship that led to a pregnancy.
And that resulted in Aiden. She was born and raised entirely outside Hollywood down in Florida.
And here is the devastating parallel to Yolanda's life. Aiden grew up with a man she lovingly knew as her father, but he passed away suddenly when she was 19.
The symmetry there is just striking. Yolanda loses her dad at 7, Aiden loses her father figure at 19.
Right.
That kind of profound loss forces you to reevaluate your identity. It's a catalyst to explore biological ties you might not have looked at before.
But the craziest part of the public reaction wasn't just surprise. It was bewilderment that Gigi, Bella, and Anwar have known about her for years.
Yeah, they kept it a closely guarded secret to protect Aiden's privacy while she was grieving,
Their statement was so measured, they just said they tried to not pass judgment about the situation.
which shows incredible emotional discipline. They didn't turn her into a brand extension or a media spectacle.
They chose to be a shield, not a spotlight. But my big question is how? How does a family built on absolute public visibility reality TV, paparazzi tracking their coffee runs, manage to keep a 23-year-old sibling a complete secret?
It requires extreme compartmentalization.
Like NDAs.
Strict NDAs for all staff, paparazzi decoys drawing attention away from private family meetings, but mostly it's a culture of ironclad loyalty.
And that points right back to Yolanda, doesn't it?
Absolutely. She famously instilled fierce boundaries around her kids' inner lives. You do not leak to the press, you don't leverage family pain.
Even at the zenith of global fame, they control their own narrative. It's a masterclass in using fame to enforce privacy.
It proves there's a highly guarded network of real human relationships that the public never sees.
Seriously. Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because the Hadid family tree just keeps getting more interesting.
It really does.
So let's pull all this together. We covered Yolanda's romantic reset with Randy Kendrick, tearing down the Texas ranch life she built with Joey Jingoli.
We traced that intense drive for stability back to her childhood tragedy in Holland through the Lyme disease struggles.
And we unpacked the stunning revelation of Aiden Hadid and how Yolanda's protective boundaries allowed Gigi and Bella to quietly welcome their sister. But why should you care?
Because it's a massive proof of concept.
Exactly. Yolanda's story proves that no amount of wealth or fame exempts you from the need to evolve. You can build a cinder block fortress with a honey bar, but if it doesn't fit your life anymore, you have to tear it down and start over, even at 62.
True resilience isn't avoiding the storm. It's knowing you can rebuild the structure after it passes.
That is perfectly said. Which brings us to a final thought for you to mull over. Consider how childhood trauma shapes the physical spaces we create as adults. Yolanda lost her father at 7 and spent her life building literal fortresses to protect her family. So take a look at your own life. What kind of invisible fortresses are you building to protect your inner 7-year-old? You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.